So I'm sure there were a couple others that didn't have very dynamic posters, but
No. There's one that has a pretty run-of-the-mill poster, but it's considered a classic. I saw a lot of people posting about it not too long ago.
mhm.
The Fugitive came out,
Okay,
the
right.
big screen adaptation of the TV show with
Eventual best picture nominee.
and Tommy Lee Jones won Best Supporting Actor for this.
I
Uh,
don't care.
exactly. Yeah, it's almost
Basically, one off of that line.
yeah. That was the Oscar clip. I feel like
Yeah.
either that or when at the beginning when he's first introduced, he's going, "We're going to search every hen house, outhouse."
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the movie without his character would not be considered a classic for sure
Hmm.
because it would just be, like I said, an obligatory cat and mouse chase. But his character and his team, in fact, elevated to another level
Hmm.
because the bookends, mm, the way they expedite the justice system at the beginning is a little absurd, and at the end, it's kind of obvious who the villain is. But that midsection is so good in the movie; it's very white knuckle, which is probably why it's considered a classic nowadays. Not to say that Harrison Ford doesn't do a great job in the movie too, because even in the scene that you point out where he says that famous line, Harrison Ford looks like he has palpable nervousness before he jumps over
Mhm.
the thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's probably
I
the
think
most like famous like one of the most famous shots that gets parodied like throughout the 90s.
Right. And that dummy looks good.
I think Harrison Ford gives a fantastic performance, but there was just a story that was apparently in the news of the 30th anniversary that was like he turned to Tommy at one point and was like,
Oh yeah.
"This is going to be my or Hudson Hawk, and like this isn't going to do well." They're like sitting in waist deep water chasing each other, and it's like this was a mistake.
I
So
guess he didn't look forward to some of the movies he made in the 2000s.
I know you can never tell while you're making a film, though. I mean, if you
Yeah.
remember when we covered Jurassic Park, he was the first choice for this and turned it down to do this. So you never know. And he says that he wanted to do it so he could wear a beard for once. Sure.
No,
And Tommy Lee Jones wasn't the first choice either. I forget who else was in there, but I think Gene Hackman might have been one of them.
I could
Oh,
So
that would have been interesting with
that
Gene
could I could
Hackman.
see that actually. That would be
yeah,
good.
but think about him delivering like "I don't care" the every hen house. It would have been a little different. So
I can
Different.
imagine it. Like it's Gene
yeah,
Hackman. He's got an air about him.
yeah, they're
You know
similar
what's funny?
guys.
I feel like maybe he improvised the "I don't care," kind of like when Harrison Ford said, "I know,"
That's what
when
I've
Leia
heard.
says, "I love you."
I've heard. At the very least, it's his delivery that sells it. So
I don't care.
yeah, I mean, you could. How would you say that line if all you've done is read it? You know.
Right.
So I don't care.
Part time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um.
I love the movie. That's another
No,
one
it's a
that
really good
you
movie.
you see and put on for a half an hour, watch a little bit of it. Whether it's the
Sure.
train chasing him down the tracks
That's
at
a
full speed.
composite shot that's really well done.
Is it? I didn't know
When
that.
he jumps from the train.
Yeah.
Um.
Um.
So another movie that's kind of a cult classic action movie is John Woo's first movie in the U.S. Hard Target. This
Ah.
we fluctuated between having this as the main feature for the month or Heart and Souls, but we
Yeah. It
had
was.
done a couple of action movies recently, so we wanted to kind of
It was basically we would
give that
have
rest.
we paired Heart and Souls with Rising Sun, or it would have been Hard Target with So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Right.
I think all four are good, but
No, Hard Target's good. You get to see it. It's got a lot of his motifs. There's doves at one point in the finale. The finale is amazing. If you've never seen the movie, just watch it for the finale alone. It's got some great pyrotechnics and action scenes. We got Lance Henderson. It's basically a recycling of the Most Dangerous Game. It's set in New Orleans, which I should have rewatched after we went to New Orleans. But I probably could have picked
mhm.
out some spots maybe because I
Yeah,
know they shot on location.
yeah.
Um, the funniest thing is his uncle in the movie. John Claude Van Damme's uncle in the movie is played by Wilford Brimley.
Oh, really?
Who gets to do some stunts
Wow.
on horseback. Yeah.
Damn it. I'm feeling like we should
You
have
gotta
done.
watch it, man. It's fun.
We should have done Axe Murderer and Hard Target.
Yeah, those are better movies, honestly.
Oh well.
Oh well,
Yeah. I mean, these are the 2 we chose are definitely hidden gems.
that's true. They're hidden
So.
for sure. But speaking of the other Jerome Crabbe movie that came out this month, King of the Hill, which is based on a memoir, a coming of age memoir of this author, and it's one of the early directorial efforts of Steven Soderbergh. It's funny, I was watching it this past week, and I sent Tristan a picture of somebody in the movie, and I was like, "Can you guess who this actor is?" Very early role from Adrian Brody. I didn't know that Jesse Bradford was a child actor,
Mm-hmm.
and this is probably the youngest I've ever seen him. He's amazing in the movie. I don't know if he got nominated for anything.
You guys
But-
remember Swim Fan?
Yes, he started doing garbage like that.
Yeah.
But
He has a
Tristan
good
knew him from a movie called Fly Away Home.
Far Away,
Far Away Home. I'm thinking of the
yes.
bird.
Far From Home, The Adventures of Yellow Dog, which comes out in 2 years.
Yes.
It's basically like a half-baked Homeward Bound, but I was 9 when it came out, so I liked that. There were a bunch of dog movies all.
So you
throughout
just
the
said
90s.
half-baked Homeward Bound, and I'm just thinking Dave Chappelle and like pot and shit with like
Isn't-
dogs and
Isn't that
cats.
Strays? Isn't that what
Yeah, right.
Strays?
Yeah, Strays.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have said it differently, I guess.
I
But
don't think the dog's cursing in this.
Jesse Bradford's good in
That'd
that
be so
too.
good if they did.
He's still like 13, 14 in that.
It's weird,
He,
he's not as good when he's an adult.
he has a good stint on The West Wing, actually. He doesn't really do much else after Swim Fan.
No. So one once revered, now disgraced actor had his directorial debut this month, which is Man Without a Face. Mel Gibson's directorial debut. Which is weird that he goes from this modest drama to his next big directorial effort is Braveheart. The budgets
Yeah,
are
no-
considerably different.
No one saw that coming.
Yeah. It's a good movie. It's a two-hander between him and I think it's Nick Stoll plays a kid.
Mm-hmm.
The makeup. Speaking of how bad the makeup was in Heart and Soul, the makeup in this because half of his face is burnt. Mel
Mhm.
Gibson, very well done.
Yeah, better than Two-Face in Dark Knight.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that
Almost
was
makes me wish
makeup,
he
that
had
was
played that
CGI.
role.
A little bit of both.
Oh yeah. a little bit.
But it's a really good movie. I could see why as an actor you would want to direct this as your first directorial effort because you want to show off your chops behind the camera, but you don't want to be overwhelmed by like budget and scope. So I could see why he went from this to Braveheart, not the other way around.
It is kind of funny that he obviously you can direct yourself, but he also has to
Right.
go through the makeup trailer first.
Yes.
So how long is he on set? Did he sleep at all?
Some people sleep in the makeup chair, I've heard. So
He's friends with Downey. Maybe he was on coke just to stay awake.
maybe they're
I mean-
filming down the street from each other.
Yeah, maybe
All right.
I mean, who isn't on coke in Hollywood? Come
in
on.
'93.
Yeah.
Is it good? I've never seen Man Without a Face.
It is good. It's good.
Hmm.
So fond farewell to somebody we featured on the podcast and one of his films, and we've talked about him throughout the
Drug.
90s. River Phoenix, his last role, was in A Thing Called Love. And if you didn't know he was having problems from the onset, he makes it pretty conspicuous throughout the film. He's clicking his jaw a lot. He looks kind of ghoulish in certain scenes, and he's supposed to be the romantic lead,
Ooh.
which doesn't work for the movie. Weirdly enough, I was telling Tristan this. It's directed by Peter Bogdanovich. Outside of like Targets, the last picture show and like What's Up Doc, he was kind of a gun for hire after like the 70s and the early 80s.
Yeah.
And this is a like a country musical drama, and it's fraught with cliche.
Yeah. So
Like-
I was listening to a podcast that was sort of from Peter's point of view, that is interviews with him and Ben Mankiewicz from TCM, and then Polly Platt's point of view from interviews and books she wrote and stuff. And they had come into Hollywood together, and did those first few films and then split because they're both cheating on each other and like, you know, get swept up in the Hollywood machine and everything. And they're both neurotic and everything. And the way you hear it from both of them, without the other, they couldn't make a good film again. Holly Platt never got her chance to direct a film herself, but she's always the woman behind a bunch of different men. Like Peter, she introduced James L. Brooks to Matt Groening, and that's how The Simpsons started. She was an advocate for both Cameron Crowe and Wes Anderson for their first films, Say Anything and Bottle Rocket. But she never got to do something herself. She was supposed to direct The War of the Roses, and that got sort of shuffled into Danny DeVito.
It's
I
funny
can't
that
imagine
We were just
anything
talking
else.
about that.
yeah, we were talking about that last night. But
Yeah, I
like the
thought-
actual War of the Roses.
That's why I said that. He watched a YouTube cartoon about War of the Roses last
yeah,
night.
history simplified.
Funny, I thought you were
Yeah.
watching the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, then Peter goes on to do other like half-baked comedies like Thing Called Love, and never really achieves the success he had with Last Picture Show. And it's
Mhm.
because of the two of them. They were so good together, and it's just they both don't blame each other, but they sort of blame each other without blaming themselves, and it's just a shame that they couldn't work
You
together.
know who's a modern day equivalent? I'm realizing Adam
Mhm.
McKay and Will Ferrell
Mm-hmm.
can't get it together without each other, man.
So they weren't sleeping around on each other.
Yeah, they are. They're married. How dare they?
Yeah. They're just they gotta get over their they can't be passive aggressive, you know.
Yeah.
They're sort
It
of
was
doing
all
that.
John C. Riley's fault, apparently.
Yeah.
We were talking about Steve Zalian a couple months ago with Jack the Bear,
Mm.
and this is his directorial debut with Searching for Bobby Fischer.
Oh.
Really good chess drama. Bobby Fischer's not in the movie, but he's talked about several times. I don't think they wanted anybody ranting anti-Semitic tirades throughout the movie. It's about this kid who's a chess prodigy.
That started after this movie, I thought.
Was it?
I don't
Because
know.
they talk about how hated he is throughout the movie. So
Maybe it was before. I don't know. We were 7 at the time, so
yeah, it's really good, and it's got an all-star cast. Oh my god, got Joe Mantegna in there, Lawrence Fishburne, William H Macy, Ben Kingsley, a lot of character actors in there.
Yeah.
But it's really well done. And the last thing I'll cover is a mystery in the high rise in Manhattan. There's a murder that happens with me and my wife, Diane Keaton. Manhattan Murder Mystery came out this month. Can you imagine? You gotta cut this out because that was
Uncanny.
No,
that was
let's
pretty good.
say
I
it.
like
Let's
that.
say
We're
it.
keeping. It's
No,
uncanny.
I like that, yeah.
The solid Woody Allen.
Manhattan Murder Mystery, one of the last great films of Woody Allen in the 90s.
Yep.
Actually, I think it's
you
the
hadn't done
last
that before.
movie he collaborated with Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I
can't
don't
remember
think
anything
any
after.
others. Yeah.
Yeah, this might have been it.
Yeah.
It was a great one to end on.
Yeah, it's a good film still. It's
Yeah.
going
Holds
through
up.
some legal troubles at the time, but he still pulled it through.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think somebody else was cast in the movie at the time, but they had to drop out.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know who that could be. But...
Yeah. Anyway, good film. He does a couple more, and
Yeah,
all great. Nothing goes wrong for the rest of his life.
Oh, of course not.
Uh,
He's a solid dude. Why do
Yeah.
you think his name is Woody?
he's doing the next
Such a
Sean
solid
P.
guy.
movie.
Yeah. So, I wasn't sure what you guys would want to do for the picks of the month. We have a variety of people in this film that we could pick one and cover. I know we did Robert Downey Jr. for Air America, so we can't really cover him again, but we could do ghost movies, though we sort of did that with something, I believe. I remember. Did
Yeah,
we do a
something.
haunted house movie?
You could always do Tom Sizemore. No.
Since
Yeah,
Tom
Tom Sizemore. I
Sizemore,
was thinking.
since Tom Sizemore passed away earlier this year, I thought it might be good,
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
good coverage for him.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. And he has like 300 credits to his name. I mean,
Oh yeah.
after Saving Private Ryan, it pretty much becomes stuff we've never heard of, and that's half of his filmography. But
Well,
there's
he
still-
needed money.
there's still a
for
good
his
stuff in
habits.
his peak. when like this, where he seems sober, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If we go with Tom Sizemore, you already said my pick.
That's fine.
did
You
I?
want to go with that?
Oh, I know what. Yeah, Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, that was the first thing I seen him in, or at least first thing I seen him in that I remembered.
This is definitely the first thing I've seen him in, but Saving Private Ryan is a great pick.
Yeah. Also, like everybody's performance in that movie was like phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be cliche, but Heat.
I had a feeling you'd go with that.
I still haven't seen Heat. I gotta see it. I've seen
tell you,
parts of it, and I know I
I'll give
like
you-
it.
I give you alternative because Heat's kind of like a pantheon movie, like so. It's not that. Black Hawk Down.
Oh yeah, no, that
Ooh,
is a
he's
good
good
one.
in
Yeah,
that too,
Down's
he
really
is good
good.
on that one.
He's one of the more memorable people too.
Yeah, he stands out more in Black Hawk Down than he does in Heat.
It's
He's
funny
kind of
'cause he has-
overshadowed by those two guys.
I'd actually go with a film that I think I picked before, Bringing Out the Dead. I think I picked it for Nick Cage, but that's a film where it's essentially Christmas Carol because Nick Cage is a nighttime ambulance driver, and he has 3 different partners throughout the movie, and it's John Goodman, Ving Rhames, and Tom Sizemore, and they're both more and more erratic, and it's basically trying like they're the 3 ghosts trying to get him to change his ways, and it's a brilliant film. It's my favorite Scorsese. And I think Tom Sizemore is the best.
Jesus.
No,
Wait, I haven't seen that one.
That's a hot take.
I
man.
didn't even know Scorsese directed it.
It didn't do well.
Yeah, bad.
We should watch it.
Yeah, we should.
We should watch it. It's also a 1999 film, so
Yeah.
Huh?
we could cover it.
Yeah, we could get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. So
Oh, can we have a time warp episode where we go ahead in the decade or go in another decade?
I mean, we could record stuff ahead of time if you want, but I
Well,
like.
they look considerably younger.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah well. What about you, Jeff?
The file will get corrupted.
Have you looked at? Did I give you enough time to get into his filmography?
I'm still going because listen. So wait. Oh no, that was a TV show.
That's okay. What is it?
I don't know.
Twin Peaks.
Oh, he's
No,
good in Twin Peaks.
No, Crash. But
Oh, he's on the Crash TV show. He's actually good in that.
yeah. So here's the thing. I don't think I've seen other than this. I think this was the only Tom Sizemore project I've ever seen.
You never seen Saving Private Ryan?
Wait a second.
That's un-American, buddy.
You seen Point Break? He's in Point Break.
I don't think you've seen Point
Never
Break.
seen Point Break.
He's good in
Natural
that.
Born Killers.
Ooh.
I've never seen Natural Born Killers.
True Romance.
True Romance
think-
is fine.
You know, it's funny. We're gonna be
I think-
talking about it next month.
I think I saw.
We
I
have
think
back
I
to back
saw-
Tom Sizemore films.
Well, you saw him in Passenger 57.
Oh wait, he was a voice in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I'm calling it.
There you go.
There you go. Huh.
He had
I
like
mean, it's a role.
317 credits, and you've seen 2 of them.
Put down his gravestone.
He's good in that. I can't deny that.
Ray Liotta was too. He's
You know, going over this, I actually realize I appreciate him more. He kind of got overshadowed by his troubles, so it's a
Right.
shame.
Oh, yeah.
But these picks we have, these are actually really, really good performances from him.
Yeah.
So
The Relic.
He was in Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
Wait.
he was. He's
Oh,
the
yeah,
villain.
he was.
Oh,
Which
Yeah,
I
that's
love
right.
that movie.
Yeah.
There's 3.
Wait, Corey, you said he was in The Relic?
He's the lead.
Wait, in The Relic?
Yeah, he's the lead.
Wait,
Imagine the face of the guy, like drawn back, trying to figure things out.
I don't remember. I remember seeing The Relic. What?
Him and Penelope Ann Miller. Yep.
Mhm.
Really good
Okay, I gotta
movie.
rewatch that movie.
You
Holy
should
shit.
rewatch
He's
it.
losing
Good.
his hair already.
Yeah,
Like,
he's kind of.
he's
His
like
hair
in the
looks like
height of
shit it
his-
did in Pete.
Yeah,
Huh.
Got like Widow's Peak going on.
he's definitely like in the height of his drugs.
He was
Weird,
in
'cause that was
Penn
like-
and Teller Get Killed. Also, Penn and Teller Get Killed is a thing.
I
Mhm.
saw it. It's not good.
They don't die. They get killed on stage.
I imagine that was the case.
No, in the movie they get killed.
Oh, they actually die?
Yeah,
Hey,
they
don't
actually die at
spoil
the
it.
end
I
of the
gotta-
movie.
I want to
Sorry.
watch it.
You're never gonna see it. That's the one you'd pick of Tom Sizemore.
That's-
We're gonna show you Saving Private Ryan and Bringing Out the Dead.
Yeah, as long as he didn't say Dreamcatcher, we're good.
Mm-hmm. At least he's not
Oh, wait.
doing what the Wahlberg did in that.
Wait,
Oh, he went full retard.
Yeah.
Oh, the Dreamcatcher
Yeah.
with the shit weasels.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember the shit weasels.
All of this is
Well, it's a
lost on
memorably
me.
bad movie, I'll tell you.
Good. You don't want them.
I done it.
All
my
of
God.
this.
You shouldn't like that movie, Jimmy.
I love that movie. It's good.
No.
I done it.
You're laughing. It wasn't supposed to be a comedy.
Oh, was
I
it?
think
But
there are
hey,
parts that
also
are supposed
the
to be
dude from
funny, but
Mallrats
I
is in
didn't-
it.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Oh, Morgan Freeman, yeah. But like,
The
what's
intergalactic Winnebago. I remember
uh,
that line. They
the guy
came
from
down here in the
Mallrats? I can't remember his
intergalactic
name.
Winnebago.
Jason Lee.
I can
Yeah, there we
still-
go. He's in it. He dies a shitty death.
So next month, you mentioned it when we were talking about Tom Sizemore. We'll see if Jimmy sticks around, at least vocally, for this.
Yeah.
He is coming back next month, Tom Sizemore, for a film that we're covering. I had wanted to see this when I saw that this exists. There he goes. Oh well. We're covering Striking Distance, which has oh, I thought it was coming in. There he is. We're covering Striking Distance, which has Bruce Willis in another movie, so we're covering him again.
I can't get in.
And Tom Sizemore, just come closer. There you go. I had to touch you to get you in.
Hmm.
So.
Oh, well, you're right. Just keep on touching me.
Oh, now
Touch me
I'm
all.
gone.
Now you're fading out.
Jimmy's
There we
the
go.
soul that was bound to you from birth.
So next month we're covering an action film. It's one that people probably don't remember from Bruce Willis's career because it bombed and was
That's a
in.
lot.
So yeah, we're excited about seeing them. A lot of people not alive in that film anymore.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that movie killed a lot.
Kind of depressing. Yeah.
And Bruce is next.
Anyway, so we'll see you next month for Striking Distance. Hope you enjoyed this.
Jimmy's going
Remember,
back to the ether.
Rate, review, subscribe. That's our lifeblood. You can make sure we get a 5-star review, so that's how people see us. So,
That's gonna be a mortal.
That could be the intro to this episode.
Oh my god, please don't. You're frightening me.
No, we're keeping that.
Don't do
Nope.
that.
that's how the
Keeping that
podcast is
kiddo.
ending now, bud.